Hi everybody, welcome back to That's Football. What an evening we've got. We're halfway there. Man City have been beaten by Brighton. Liverpool now entertain Aston Villa. And I tell you what, if we get even half the entertainment of the game we've just had, we will have a Saturday night takeaway extraordinaire. Absolutely fantastic. The Premier League is cooking. Look at the league table. Man City have lost again. Second loss. Last season, in the whole season, they only lost 3. Whatever happens, you would expect Man City to lose around 5-6 games. That title race is on. Arsenal, I wrote you off. If you can beat Chelsea tomorrow, you could be right back in amongst it. Because if you can close in on Man City, they're still the favourites for me. But Liverpool's opportunity tonight is 5 points clear. That's your opportunity. I'm not convinced it's going to happen. I think people are writing Villa off, to be honest with you. Look, in the context of the Premier League, I'm no Liverpool fan, of course. I don't want Liverpool to win anything. But it could be, it could be one of them games where Liverpool just absolutely drop points and you look back on it at the end of the season and go, well, it wasn't like people weren't given an opportunity. Man City are struggling at the moment. They don't like losing. They're all over the place at the end of the game. And Pep out is trending, says Bob. Yeah, there's something fundamentally going wrong at Manchester City. I think we all can see that. There's no doubt about it. Is it Pep's indecision? Is it the 115? Is it Rodri? There's so many reasons it could be. I certainly don't think it's injury. I don't think it's tiredness. I'm sure he will use that excuse again. I think they're a one-man team. When Rodri doesn't play, we know they lose games. I think there is indecision around Pep. I think he will go. I don't think the 115 actually really matters. I think they've had that around them for a long, long time. But yeah, I think they know that they're not the same team without Rodri, and I think they also know that Pep might be going. So anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Liverpool against Aston Villa, which is the 8 o'clock on a Saturday night game, which I don't normally like, but it's a game of such quality, I will give it its flowers. So Kelleher, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, Salah, Diaz, Nunez. That is a strong Liverpool side. There is no two ways about it. Aston Villa, Martinez, Konza, Carlos, Torres, Digne, Tielemans, Onana, Rodgers, Bailey, Ramsey, Watkins. That is a very good Premier League side. So really, it just comes down to form and coaching. I think Villa are capable of getting a result, and I think Liverpool will be the favourites. But, it's amazing, really, how quickly Liverpool are now pitching themselves as a potential title winner. And, Arne Slot now probably is over the moon with the situation, but maybe didn't expect in early November to be in a position where the pressure is on him to win a game and go 5 points clear at the top. But that pressure is there and you've got to deal with it. I think they will deal with it because having seen Liverpool a bit this season and against Brighton last week, Brighton were the better team at Anfield at half-time. Second half, Liverpool were the better team in the second half and they won it. And I've seen them do that a few times. Tactically, I think he's been on point. So, look, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool win the game tonight, but then it's a very dangerous thing to write off Villa, who under Emery for the last 2 years have been absolutely incredible. But in fairness, they've had a bit of a wobble recently. I think understandably, they are dealing with something that's very different to your Conference League and then the Premier League last year. And they didn't win the Conference League, did they? They didn't. So we're dealing with the Champions League and then the Premier League. It's something that does take some getting used to. And where Aston Villa want to be, they do need to get used to it. But they have got to get used to it first. And I think they are. I was speaking to a friend of mine who's a Villa fan last night, actually, and they were saying it started to go wrong with the Man United game. And that was the game that sort of kept Ten Hag in a job for a few more weeks. And I said, look, I didn't want Ten Hag to get sacked, so I was very happy that we didn't get beaten. But really, he's been sacked anyway. And you look back at that game and you go, Villa should have. Why didn't you beat us at Villa Park? Like, we were there for the taking. What? And he said that's really where it started going wrong for Villa, because they weren't very good in that game. Obviously, they've dropped points in recent games. They were terrible against Spurs last week. They are they're going through a bit of a moment at the moment, Villa, but they've still got good players. Like, it's a dangerous game for Liverpool because they've still got good enough players that if they suddenly click back into form, they're capable of getting a point here. Certainly, maybe even better. Eric Ten Hag is available. City should go for him, says Ryan. I've got a feeling Villa will get a result tonight, says Rob. Well, look, I think if you're the rest of the Premier League, and it could congest very, very quickly. I mean, look, the way the results, from a Man United point of view, the way the results have gone tonight, it's bloody catastrophic, really. We are in 13th place at the moment with 12 points, but we're 7 off 4th. And by tomorrow, we'll probably be, well, we'll be 7th off 5th, at least. Could be 7th off 6th. Not only that, we're 6 points off 7th. And tomorrow, yeah, there's so many. This is what I was saying to somebody about this on the United stand the other day. I said, people think Amorim's going to come in and get Man United back into the top 4. But a 6-point gap in a league that's competitive, you may as well double it. Because a 6-point gap's nothing if you've got 4 or 5 good teams and 15 shit teams. Because you can go on a run of winning and get your points back. But a 6-point gap in a league where there's only 2 or 3 shit teams, it's really hard to go on a winning run. So 6 points, it's only 6 points, but you've got about 9 teams ahead of you. So they need to all drop 6 points. You need to gain 6 points on all of them. And that's just to get level. Then you've got to stay ahead of them. So it's really, really difficult it's really difficult to envisage Man United getting in the top 5 at the moment, because there are so many teams above us, and it's such a hard league. So, yeah, you just look at that league table. Fulham win again today. Brighton win again today. Chelsea, Spurs, and Arsenal still got to play. Forest still got to play tomorrow, haven't they? I mean, I don't know who they've got tomorrow, actually. I never even bloody looked at that. Forgot about them. So tomorrow you've got Man United, Leicester. Forest play Newcastle. Spurs play Ipswich. Chelsea play Arsenal. So, yeah, very, very interesting. But look, this is why we love the Premier League. This is why we love football. It's fascinating at the moment how competitive it is. And look, Manchester City have won 5 of the last 6. Nobody's going to have any sympathy for Manchester City at all. Absolutely none. And why should they have it? We've got a juggernaut dominating our league. And if they become vulnerable and lose games, the more games they lose, the better. The more competitive it becomes. Many people would probably like to see Liverpool drop points today as well. Black Wolf says, Mark, help me understand something. City missing Rodri and Arsenal missing Odegaard, and they're playing like cheeks. But when Ten Hag was crippled last year, trolls were saying injuries don't matter. Well, yeah, Ten Hag's gone now, hasn't he? So, we've got to move on. But you do make a good point. Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, Brighton last year. Can't use injuries as an excuse. Man City lose Rodri. Arsenal lose Odegaard. And they're the biggest excuse in the world. It's true. But the bottom line is, the actual truth is, injuries make a big difference. They do. Arsenal without Odegaard aren't the same team. And Man City without Rodri are not the same team. I've just realised I've got bloody Sky on. It's not on Sky, is it? It's on TNT. I mean, that welcome to the UK, everybody. Saturday night football. You've got to pay for 2 subscriptions to watch both games. It's shit, isn't it? Really. Yeah, it's a reality. Injuries do mess teams up. I mean, look, Man United last season, we had how many different centre-back injuries? How many different centre-back combinations? If Saka had the season Foden is having right now, I mean, Tanishq, Phil Foden was dreadful tonight. Absolutely dreadful. I mean, player of the year last year, dreadful tonight. My man of the match in that game, and I said it before the game, why is he not playing? I don't follow Brighton. Apparently he's had an injury. I said they need to bring him on at half-time. They brought him on at half-time and he changed the game and he dominated the midfield, and his name is Belieber. He is a player that I would be saying whoever gets him in the next year or two has got a bloody good player on their hands, and he will go somewhere. He could go Man City. He could go Liverpool. He could go Chelsea. But what I like about him is and I would implore any coach, any youngster, any parent, when you're looking to, if you want to do the Mbappe project or whatever it is you're doing, and we've got another one playing tonight, but he's more advanced. What I like about Belieber is really good on the ball, really good passer of the ball, really good tackler, but he dribbles as well. Man City can't deal with that. I've been saying this for years. Everyone's saying, oh, Man City, passing lanes, oh, so technical, blah, blah, blah. I've always said the antidote to Man City is to run at them. They can't deal with it. Everybody's system breaks down if you go past a player, because if you're Kovacic and Belieber goes past you, then that means the next midfielder can't just keep marking their guy. They've got to move out of position, and that's when the spaces happen. These types of players in the midfield who run at people are game changers. And we've seen it with Morgan Rogers a bit with Villa, and we've seen it today with Belieber. If you can, and you know what, it's so much better on the eye for us as a consumer. If you can get midfielders who are capable of carrying the ball and taking people on, this domination of tiki-taka shit is over. Because tiki-taka Pep way is all about system. It's all about passing between the lanes, working as a unit. But the antidote to that is taking people on, and then the system breaks down. Hi, Mark. What do you think is the number one damaging thing in today's football, says LFLX? Money. Quite simply, money. The volume of games, the volume of tournaments, the Champions League, quite clearly, is just a cash grab. I'm not saying that the group stage thing wasn't perfect, but this league thing is just a cash grab, 100%. I think we're playing too many games. It's being diluted, and I think the fans are being treated like shit. Even this game tonight, there's no trains back from Liverpool to Birmingham for Villa fans. You look at Man United, the amount of people I know who've booked tickets for Man United against Bournemouth the Saturday before Christmas, and that game's just been moved to Sunday now because they moved the Carabao Cup game to Thursday. It's disgusting, and it's money. It's all money, and fans get treated like shit. People will try and say it's social media, and they'll try and deflect it onto fans. Fans ain't the problem in football. We're not the problem in football. City as many losses as United this season, says Paul. And Man United only lost 2 games this season. That's bollocks. We haven't lost. How's he been sacked if he's only lost 2 games? No, we've lost 4, mate. We lost 4 in the league. I was going to say. I was getting all angry then. Okay. Thanks everyone who's been subscribing, by the way. We are so close to 269,000. We're only 10 away. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Players are out on the pitch. We're 3 minutes away to go. Yeah, we're 10 subscribers away from 269,000. Thank you. Okay, let me get back on here. Slots. Well, he'll be thinking now. I don't know what he's thinking, actually, but he will be thinking, oh, I'd love to win this game and go 5 points clear at the top of the table. That's exactly what he'll be thinking, just like that. Emery's smiling. Battered last week. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Villa turn up here tonight. I've just had a feeling all day. I don't know why. I don't know what it is that's making me think it, but I just think they might just turn up tonight and get a result. And I know that's probably against what everybody else is thinking, but I just have that feeling that they might do it. But hopefully we'll get a really good game. What do you think is the number one? I've done that one from Flicks. Thank you very much. Patrick Lynch says, off topic, but how easy. All right, mate.
Yeah.
How was the fireworks display?
Good.
What's that?
It's a light.
What does it do? Oh, got that on there. Look. It's a bit like a lightsaber, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a bit scared.
How much does it charge? How much does it cost?
About £2. Well, I got a bit scared when we came in. She thought we were intruders.
Probably scared of the fireworks.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. Patrick Lynch says, off topic, but how easy, difficult was it to write your book? I listened to the audio book and I loved it. It's something I'd love to do in the future. Keep up the great work. Yeah, look, it's not easy. I mean, get it for Christmas. Scan the QR code and get it. It's a good read. I'm actually halfway through reading it at the moment because I wrote it a year ago, but obviously it didn't come out till August because it's got to go through all the drafts and everything. It is difficult, but if you enjoy it, I mean, look, I spent the week between Christmas and New Year editing that book, and the time just flew by. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, you've got to want to do it. Injum Rent, okay, we have Gravenberg. He's not a DM, says Bob. Who do you prefer behind striker under Amorim, says Paul Bian. I would go with Bruno and Ahmad to start. No one should have sympathy for Arsenal either. They talk a big game but can never finish the job. If you know, you know, says Blake. You have to pay for the 2 in the US as well, says Connor. Thank you very much for your super chats. Appreciate that. Right, we're ready to go here. Let me turn that one off. Second game of the night. Oh, that's the referee who gave the penalty against West Ham. Knobhead. You've been proven wrong as well. You're incompetent, mate. You're incompetent. You were proven to be incompetent. How does it feel to be incompetent? It was proven you shouldn't have given it, and you bottled it to Michael Oliver, like his bitch. You bottled it. Yeah. Cosmic says 8 p.m. sucks. Yeah, well, it is 8 p.m., but it's a good game, and we're up and running. Oh, why is it not done that? Because I'm clicking the wrong bloody one. Tosser. Greg Donald says, hi, Mark. I've got my Christmas jumper ordered today. Lovely stuff. You'll get that in plenty of time. I need to sort this timer out. Yeah, thank you, Greg. Let's go. Yeah, we're doing Chelsea-Arsenal tomorrow as well. Tune in for that. Man United Leicester at 2 o'clock on the United stand before. What am I doing here? How long have we had? 30 seconds. 40 seconds. Shimoni. There we go. Mike loves 8 o'clock watch along. I don't actually. I mean, I like to be... Saturday night for me is a film, really. But let's hope we get a blockbuster here. The fact that you get this sort of stuff for free is just, you know, you're privileged. Nice ball into Nunez. He's going to go down. Never going to get a penalty for that. No, Rodri isn't an excuse, to be honest. We have Gravenberg. He's not even a proper DM, says Bob. And those players should be beating Sporting and Brighton. Thoughts? You know what, Bob? I'm not here to defend Manchester City, but you know when Man City were playing really well against Brighton and it was 1-0? I said it at half-time, like, Brighton were shit. And I said, they've got to make changes because Man City are gettable. Their back four has got Poussey, Lewis, Walker and Vardiel. And they've got no Rodri as well. So that ain't their best back four, and they haven't got Rodri. You've got to get at them. And fair play, he made the subs and he did it, and they won it. So I think there is a vulnerability about them. Whether they should be doing better. I mean, look, Haaland had one chance, didn't he, really? Foden was shit. Sabio looks like a good signing. But if I was scrutinising Man City, I would say this. For half an hour, they were brilliant. And then they scored a goal and they switched off. And I don't know what that was all about. They either gave up or the Brighton coach is a better coach than Pep and he schooled him. But the game completely changed when Man City scored. Right, can Liverpool here start the game well? They're normally a better second half side. Gaz Wilson says, Saturday night, Gladiators followed by Knowles House. But, oh, mate. You can't beat some of those Saturday nights growing up. I often wish they'd do a classic Saturday night where you can watch Noel's House Party, Hello Hello, Big Break. You should be able to rent it on Amazon. A Saturday night, 6 hours. They should bring some of these shows back. I'd present it. Goldbridge's House Party. That'd be brilliant. I genuinely think those sort of things would do really well. It's just about getting the right people to present it. I mean, you can't get Paddy McGuinness to do it. Or Bradley Walsh. Or what's his name? Vernon Kay. They're not with it. I said it on the podcast this week. Get me back to do big break. And it'll bang. Cody says, hi Mark, hope you and the fam are good. Did you know this ref is Ten Hag out? Guess he was Ten Hag out. Great to see you as always. Thanks Cody, thanks for your super chat. Cody says, I meant he's a United fan. And you want City to lose and that lot to get 20, says David. Mate, stop putting fake words into my persona. Somebody tried this in the last game. I want City to lose because they are a dominant juggernaut and it's boring for the Premier League. At no point have I said I want City to lose and Liverpool to win. It's November. I don't have to think about Liverpool winning the league. Ideally, Arsenal will get back into it. Or ideally, Spurs or Villa will win it. Because I don't really want Arsenal to win it. I'd rather Arsenal win it than Man City and Liverpool. But I'm not going to sit here in November and go, oh, I'm really upset that Brighton beat Man City because Liverpool might win the league. Here's Trent. Nice ball into Salah. Liverpool have started off quite lively, to be honest. Into the box. And a good block by Pau Torres. Liverpool, of course, have got a lot of experience in this team, even if Arne Slot doesn't. And you think about the likes of Robertson, Trent, Van Dijk, Salah. They've all won titles and Champions League with Liverpool. So Mark totally not respecting the minute of silence. I don't have any audio on here, mate. So if they were doing a minute's silence, I wasn't looking at the TV. I was looking at here. So it's very difficult. And also, Nico, there'll be people watching a different channel not respecting that minute's silence. So the whole country didn't respect that minute's silence. It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday night. Some people will be in a pub. Some people will be at a party. Some people will be watching a different channel. I was chatting with the live chat, so I wasn't even aware they were doing it. So try and cancel me for something better than that. Knobhead. Hi Mark, I love you and your football content. Humble, thank you very much. City players are egotistical shits. Happy hate watch, says Misha. And Liam says, this is what we want. We want the Premier League to be competitive. Exactly. That's why I'm happy Man City lost, because I want a Premier League that's competitive. Villa are going to have to ride out these first few minutes, by the way, because Liverpool have started with a good intensity. Gaz says, I'd watch Goldbridge's House Party. It would be brilliant, mate. I'd love to do it. I tell you, I'd like to get on the gunk tank as well. Everybody who slagged Brighton off in that bit. Everyone who laughed at Brighton and said they're a two-bit club. Just chuck a load of gunk over them. I thought Pep gifted us Spurs the Carabao match, but it's obvious there's something wrong. What do you think it is, says Scrog. Rodri, uncertainty around Pep. Yeah. Lurt says, do you think Arsenal can get it back in a title race? I think Arsenal are out the title race, but if Liverpool didn't win here and Arsenal won tomorrow at Chelsea, they'd be right back in it. But in fairness, if they go to Chelsea and win anyway, they're only 2 points behind Man City. So look, if Arsenal can win tomorrow, maybe they can put themselves back into it. Corner to Liverpool here. The problem Arsenal have got at the moment is that they need to go on a run of, 4 or 5 wins in a row. And you look at the next 4 or 5 games, after Chelsea, Forest at home, West Ham away, Man United at home, Fulham away, Everton at home, Crystal Palace at home. But that's in the League Cup, actually, to be fair. So they have got winnable games, but they've got to go and do it. Corner here. Robertson whips it in. That's good, but well headed away by Villa. Free kick given. It's been a tough first 10 minutes here for Villa. They've not really... I don't even know if they've been in the opposite half. Freddie says, do you think City have been found out? I think a lot of teams have worked on shutting out Erling Haaland. I mean, if you think about, was it the first 2 games of the season he got 2 hat-tricks? And it looked like it's going to be one of them again. I think a lot of teams are shutting Haaland out now. And Man City have to be about Erling Haaland because he's not a false 9. He's not the sort of player there where Pep can go, right, Erling, they figured out that everything we're trying to do is play you in. So we've got to play a bit different. I need you to drop in and, be like Harry Kane and play in the wide players. He can't do that. So that's been a problem for Man City. But it's not the problem. But they're really struggling to find other ways of scoring goals. I mean, look, I've been saying it's not sustainable. They've been scoring a lot of goals from people like Vardiel. That's not sustainable. So is Villa actually on the attack for once? Watkins shoots over the bar. Won't be outrageous if Man City out the Champions League spot by the end of the season, says Arbamba. No. Not unless they get the points deduction. I'd still say from now, Man City will win the league. I predicted Man City would win the league at the start of the season. I wouldn't be changing my opinion yet. I mean, they play Liverpool in a couple of weeks. If they can win that game, suddenly things change, don't they? What red you drinking? Says Hitan. Malbec. Lovely ball into Tillemans. Here we go. Bit of space. Ramsey waiting for Digne. Goes himself. Oh, he should have done better. It opened up for him on the edge of the box. That decoy run of Digne was great. Aiden says, you're delusional if you think this City team is going to win the league. This is Liverpool's for the taking, coming from a Chelsea fan. But do you not think, Aiden, that Liverpool are a little bit unpredictable if you've watched them? I mean, I've spoke to a few Liverpool fans about it, but my observation is that they've done really well to put themselves in the position they're in, but they haven't always been convincing this season. There's been a lot of games where they've only played for 45 minutes. So I think that, look, they're in the box seat at the moment, and Slot himself said they won't really get cooking until December. But I still think Liverpool aren't in the... I don't look at Liverpool and go, oh, you're like, and you look at the dominance of Man City. I don't think Liverpool are playing like that yet. So I still think that the title race it's hard to call. And also, Liverpool are a new team under Slot. Will they have a drop-off? Stamford Bridge says, Mark, in India, you can watch all the games and the Champions League for about £10 per year. What's the cost of football in the UK? Bollocks. £10 a year to watch the lot, mate. It's more than that a week here. No, it might not be that a week, but no, you get... We don't even get to watch all the games for a start, but so we've got Sky, where I've just watched the Man City game, and then this game's on TNT. So you need 2 subscriptions to watch the games tonight. But the 3 o'clock games weren't on anywhere. So we don't even get anything. We don't get everything, and we have to pay a lot for it. Parker says, City are not a juggernaut. Their fear factor is their depth. Take that away with injuries. All Pep has got is a shiny head. VXDZ says, controversial, but I think Corona is the best beer. It's not a bad beer. I mean, it's a very summer beer, I think. I'm not a fan. I'm not a massive fan of lager when it's like the autumn or the winter. I like a red wine, but I wouldn't drink a red wine in the summer. Forget about that. I'm with it. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Oh, for God's sake, switch it. Oh my God. You know when you can see a pass? It's so bloody frustrating because they should be able to see it better than us. They're pitch level. Why did he not switch it to the left then? Liverpool coming forward. Nunez. That'll go for a corner. No, it won't. No, it won't. What am I talking about? Good turn by Leon Bailey. I did think that about Villa. You know, when they got rid of Diaby, I was like, oh, he's a good player to let go. But him and Bailey are very typical wingers, aren't they? This is better from Villa. That is a lovely ball. And Trent's been knocked off by Jacob Ramsey, but good covering by Van Dijk. Tielemans is there. Does well. Whips a cross in. Cleared by Canate. Villa starting to grow into the game a little bit. And a header over the bar by Bailey on the back post. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. 0-0 here. Liverpool started off really well. First 8 minutes or so. But Villa have just started to steady a little bit. Simo says, Mark, if you think about it, it's logical for the prices. Being in the UK, the incentive is to buy tickets to be on the stadium. Ergo, limited number of games plus height. Mate, that is not true, though. We're not overcharged in the UK and deprived of all the games because they want us to buy tickets to the ground. Bournemouth's capacity is 11,000. If Arsenal play Bournemouth, they could fill that ground with away fans, but they only get 1,000. Which means there are thousands of Arsenal fans that would happily go to that game that can't go to it and therefore can't watch it. We're just living in an archaic system where our national game can't be viewed in our country but can be viewed in India or Sweden. It's ridiculous. But this is what I mean. The biggest problem in football is not the fans. It's the twats who run the fucking football because they completely and utterly take the piss out of the core fan. It's incredible to me that this is the English Premier League and Americans, Indians, New Zealanders, Australians can watch our game, all of it. And that's great. You should be able to watch it, but we can't watch it. It's just absolutely screwed. I tell you who'd sort this out, Donald Trump. It's the sort of stupid nonsense he'd sort out. But old Starmer can't be arsed. Absolute nonsense. It's a joke. It's always really pissed me off. And I just don't get it. I don't get how we can't watch our own national game, but everyone in the world can. I don't support Trump. I'm just saying he is very, like, when it comes to economic matters, he's you know, he wouldn't put up with that, would he? Who do you prefer, Watkins or Gakpo? Keep up your good work on both channels. I like Watkins. I do like Watkins, Jack. I think he's going through a bit of a bad point. Ivan says, you sip that wine how I imagine Judi Dench gives blowjobs. Ivan, why are you imagining Judi Dench giving blowjobs? She's dead anyway, isn't she, Judi Dench? Or am I mixing her up? No, Judi Dench is still alive. Don't worry. 89. She's still going strong. Maggie Smith. Yes, that's who I'm thinking about. Good run here. Ramsey into Watkins. I tell you what I like about Villa. They've got a lot of players who can carry with the ball. Ramsey, Rodgers, Tillemans. Again, it's that midfield thing, isn't it? That ability to carry the ball is a real talent. That's going to go for a corner. Villa doing all right now. Hughes Lad says, I can't seem to send super chats or give memberships on United Stand. Can do so here and the Mark Goldbridge channel. Am I blocked? I don't think so, Hughes Lad. Some people just have that problem. You know why I'm drinking the wine funny? It's because I don't want sound effects. I'm trying to do it in a weird way. I'm sort of dropping it into the mouth. Do I think Liverpool will win the league, says Soft? No. I still think Man City will win it, but it's way too early. Oh, good breakaway here. God, you're going to need to be fast because Salah's through. Oh, no. He's going to get a red. No. Nunez. Goal. 1-0. I tell you what. That's probably better that Liverpool score because I think Leon Bailey gets sent off. That's one of them weird ones. That's probably better for Villa I think he gets sent off there if they don't score. I don't know whether I'm reading it right, but Nunez scores. Because I think he's gone. I can't see. I mean, look, this is a controversial one. Salah is through on goal. That's a goal scoring opportunity. If Nunez doesn't score, he surely sends him off. That would have been a red. So there's probably Villa fans out there really disappointed, but you'd have been down to 10 men if he misses that. He won't get sent off. Well, I don't know the rule. I don't think he'll get sent off as well. I think technically he's not deprived a goal-scoring opportunity because Liverpool have scored. So, no red card. No, I don't think there can be a red card, Mark, because he hasn't deprived a goal-scoring opportunity. The advantage has been played, and therefore there is no deprivation of a goal. And that's what I'm saying. If Nunez had missed that, I think he has to send him off. People in the chat are saying he should get a red as well. No, how can you give a red when Liverpool score from the bloody advantage? It's an advantage, isn't it? If there's no advantage, you go back and you dish out the punishment. But that's what's happened there. Anyway, 1-0. Probably should have got a yellow, yeah. Should have got a yellow. Is that a penalty? I think Watkins makes too much of that. I don't think it's a penalty for me. I don't think some people are understanding the rules. You can't send him off and have the goal because the sending off is, if you think about the Saliba sending off, if that Bournemouth player gets fouled by Saliba but gets up before the referee blows the whistle and scores, you don't then send him off as well, do you? Is this a penalty? I think it's soft, but I think Watkins makes too much of it. The problem with football is that it becomes business orientated money, says Mike JBA, and not something for public enjoyment for the fans. They've taken the piss. Yeah, but that's why something like this is so important, because it's so pure, isn't it? You know, we're sat here as people just interacting in a very unscripted, natural way. And we'll make stupid points and we'll make, you know, ridiculous comments, but really it's just pure, isn't it? And the powers that be, whether that's the mainstream or the organisations, they don't care about us. They're manipulative, and all they want is our money, with as many subscriptions as they can. The whole reason the Champions League has been expanded, it's not so that you can get more teams in the Champions League, it's so you can get more games for Real Madrid or whoever, because more games means more money. Every football club just wants another way to make more money. That's why they're in America every summer. I remember when Man United used to go on tour in South Africa. It's now 3 out of 4 is in America, because that's where the money is. We're not going to America because of the fans. We're going to America because the money's there. What about the fans in India? There's loads of fans in India. When did we last go on tour to India? When did Liverpool go on tour to India? Like, no one goes on tour to India because there's no money there. Everyone goes to America every year because that's where the money is. It's all, they're just money orientated. Jordan says, but you go back and give a yellow after advantage if it is a foul, right? I think he should have got. I think it should. This is a really good game, by the way. Watkins has just missed another chance. I think he should have got a yellow card, but he definitely shouldn't have got sent off. He would have been sent off if Darwin Nunez wasn't there, because he has fouled the last man. In Qatar, you pay $300 and you get all of the Premier League games and the Champions League, says Faisal. Sounds good. And hi, Mark. I just found out yesterday. Hold on a minute. Robertson. No, I'll get rid of that. Katie says, oh, hi, Mark. I just found out yesterday my husband was having an affair with my best friend and I'm distraught. What do I do? What a shit, Katie. He's a right shit, isn't he? I say he could be. Oh no, you said husband. That's fine. Oh, Katie, bloody hell. Oh, life, eh? Look, at the end of the day, Katie, you've just got to. At least you know. It's like a Lego set. You know, the one you've built has broken and fallen apart. But the great thing is there are other sets in the shop. So I would, grieve, get over it, and then buy yourself another Lego set. And this time, hope that it doesn't break down. Best of luck, Katie. Don't take him back. Absolutely not. I agree with the chat. Do not take him back. David says, get yourself to a lawyer quick as possible. Talking of Lego sets, if you want to get yourself some Lego for Christmas, I'm joking, that would be really insensitive. But talking about Lego sets, look at that. Whoa. Me and Seb have been finishing that off today. I've had it a couple of years, but we forgot to build the tree house at the back. Put the lights on the front. I can't wait to start watching that film. I don't think for every Christmas I'm on this planet, I will never stop watching Home Alone. I just love that time of year. I love that film. I think Christmas is so great for that, like the films. To be fair, I think the referee did a good job playing on. But he definitely didn't book Bailey. Would he have sent him off? He'd have had to send him off. He'd have had to send him off. But we've had no yellow cards in the game. Baggy bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Well, Liverpool have started off with the goal. Don't normally start off well in a game. It's normally the second half for them. Bradley's come on for Trent, by the way. Another injury. I mean, that's a big injury for Liverpool as well. They haven't got Alisson at the moment. Does anybody know when Alisson's going to be back? But they haven't got him at the moment. They've now got Trent injured. So injuries starting to pick in on them as well. Oh, go on, Rodgers. Strong by Canate. It's a foul on him. Top 3 Christmas films. Home Alone. Die Hard. And It's a Wonderful Life is a classic. I just can't believe how old. I can't believe how old that film is and how relevant it is today. I mean, it was made in 1946, and I just think it still stands the test of time. Ladios thinks Lord of the Rings is a Christmas film. It can't just be a Christmas film because it's got snow in it. Half an hour gone here. Liverpool to win the title, says Sulai. What? Liverpool to win the title? Man United fans on City. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. We're winning, but have a feeling this ref is going to mess us about, says Connor. Seems like Liverpool's goal had double jeopardy, says Nelly. And Mark, do you know any Irish? No. Mark, I heard Michael Oliver on VAR saying it was a clean tackle, says Jordan Leake. Is he? He's not the VAR today, is he? Good play by Villa into the box, but good defending by Gravenberch, and that'll go for a corner. The ref signalled no foul on Salah as well, says Sam Crisp. I thought he signalled play on. I thought he went like that. Mate, look, there's no way Bailey should get sent off. Liverpool scored. The advantage was played and they scored. I know when advantage is played, you can go and book, but you can't go back and send him off. So I agree with that. But if he thought it was a play on anyway, that's incredible. Should Trent stay or go to Madrid, says Lewis. I'd do what he wants, really. Shout out to Wycombe Wanderers. They're top of League One, says Vincent. I haven't looked at today's results, actually. I was busy at 3. Terrible corner by Villa. How many times do we see that? Not beating the first man. Oh, my God. They're going to score again. What's Villa's policy? He's missed. What's Villa's policy on corners? No fucking leave nobody back. It's incredible. They've just conceded directly from their own corner. And they get done again. What are they doing? I mean, Nunez should score. Bloody hell. He should score. But what are Villa doing on corners? It's incredible. Charles Darwin would have finished that, says Tanishk. Mark, the Lego set analogy is priceless. Yes, this is so true. Also, don't you and your family build lots of Lego? Also, the wine, have you switched the beer? Much love from Canada, says Yaj. I don't build that much Lego, mate. I do like it, but I don't build that much, really. And I do prefer wine in the autumn. J Drum says it wasn't even a foul on Salah. He went down too easy. Villa having a crisis, says Support. And Shay says, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I think Konate is a better defensive centre-back than Van Dijk. Ooh, no, I don't agree with that. I do think Konate is a good player, but I don't think he's better than Van Dijk. In South Africa, we pay $50 for Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, and all European games, says Francois. Brian says to the person who says that their husband's had an affair with the best friend, consult with all the best lawyers, then they can't represent your husband out of conflict of interest. Ah, Brian, clever stuff. Watkins obviously kicked Konate's calf, no penalty, says Danny on the gas. And I know it's technically not a Christmas film, but Planes, Trains and Automobiles is an incredible film. I haven't watched that for years. I might watch it tonight. Been meaning to watch it for ages. Fraser, thank you very much. Trent didn't want to do another national team camp. You know what, Ivan? I get that completely. Yellow card there for Rodgers. Yeah, it's the most blatant yellow card you'll ever see. Late on Van Dijk. No, I agree with what you're saying, Evan. If I was an England player with the prospect of playing in the National League, I'd rather have 2 weeks off. Home Alone versus Die Hard, Paul, says Patrick. Being it's a Saturday night, I will do that. They should, you know what? Lego should do a Die Hard set. I'd buy it. The whole Nakatomi Plaza Tower. Imagine that. You'd only have to do about 5 floors, though. You just do the key 5 floors. Like, you build a tower and then you have 5 floors. That'd be amazing. Oh, I'd love that. I would buy that. Lego. Put me in charge of Lego. Don't do Central Perk. Central Pratt. Who wants to build a Friends set? Knobheads. Oh, I just love a coffee set with all the friends. Screw that for a game of blockbusters. If you're gonna do good Lego sets, Nakatomi Plaza. Die Hard. They've done the Jaws. They've done the Jaws one. Oh, I want that for Christmas. The Jaws boat. Oh yeah. Bloody Friends. Oh, I just love Central Perk. Here's Digne. Interesting cross. Oh, just goes wide. I watched Trading Places last year, Manchester. That's what I mean. I like watching classic. Trading Places, oh my God. It's a cracking film, but there are some things in that film that I'm surprised it didn't get bleeped. You just can't say it today. Yeah, I like that. Home Alone with the Family, says Ash. Die Hard alone. Yeah, Die Hard is a good film to watch on your own. Any films coming up you're particularly looking forward to, Mark, says Connor? I'm interested in The Gladiator too. Interested. I don't know whether it will be good. Another corner for Villa here. Either or, Konate versus Gabriel. I'll do that one for you, Amir. That is a good one. Thank you. Any advice for my matchday steward job interview, says Curly? Just be yourself. Mac, I'm chatting to this girl who rates me a 9 out of 10. Oh, God. Bin her off. She's fit as well. Me being the absolute stud I am, I use impeccable game, but I don't know what to say next. Mate, you need to bloody wake up first. As if a girl's going to go, you're a 9 out of 10. Goal! Oh, good save, Kelleher. Flicked on. Corner. Kelleher tips it over the bar from Anana. There is a Die Hard advent calendar. Google it. What's doing that right now? Just as a reminder, next week, by the way, all day next week, I'm doing my annual charity stream. You can... Another one! Kelleher again! I thought it was a replay. Same corner again. Kelleher makes the save again. Yeah, all day next week, my annual charity stream for people with terminal illness. Side netting. Bloody hell. Villa there. 3 chances in a row. Yeah, tune in next Saturday. It's the international break. That's why we do it on the November international break. So, yeah, hopefully we can raise some money. Seb's ready for it. He wants to do some stuff. Wants to play a bit of Fall Guys. Wants to beat me at wrestling. We'll see about that. I get the feeling Pep is off at the end of the season. Opinionated observer. What? No one's ever mentioned that before. I'm taking the piss. No, I think you're right. And Man City are annoyed you bested them on your managerial appointment. I'm a Liverpool fan, but a strong United makes the league better, says Opinionated Observer. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think Pep's gone at the end of the season. And I think they did want Amorim. I can't see where Man City go if they now. I think it's they'll never admit it, but they've basically done this before. They get the director of football in that Pep works with before Pep comes in, and they were going to do it again. Hugo Viana comes in first, and then Amorim comes in. Actually, I don't know when Hugo Viana comes in as director of football, but yeah, it's very obvious that they wanted Amorim. Where they go next if Pep goes, I don't know. Zach says, hi Mark, last night my girlfriend and I went to the pub and a lad walked up to her and smacked her ass. I did not want trouble, but all she had done was laugh at it. I feel like this is a breakup offence. Sexual assault, mate. Hey, whether you agree with it or not, it is. You can't walk up and slap a girl's arse unless she liked it and wanted it to happen and invited it. But if it was unsolicited, it's bang out of order. Probably missed my super chat earlier, Mark. Why do Man City get so much hate? Players like Gundogan, Bernardo, and De Bruyne are role models. Yeah, I'm not feeding the troll. They could get Alonso. City could attract him. I think Xabi Alonso's going to Real Madrid because I think Xabi Alonso would have gone to Liverpool. And he didn't go to Liverpool for a reason, and I don't think it was to stay at Leverkusen for another year. Shot from Darwin Nunez straight at the keeper. No, I think Xabi Alonso's going to Real Madrid because I think Real Madrid basically said to him, wait for us for a year. Otherwise, I think he would have been at Liverpool. Gucci says, is serves 2 bullshit? Is it just me or can everyone else easily polish off a ready meal for 2? I'm not even a fatty. Hey, that's a very controversial opinion that's not football related. Yeah. I don't know though, maybe portion sizes. We're used to bigger portion sizes, but I know what you're on about. I get the feeling I've done that one from Opinionated Observer. What's your favourite animated movie? Mine's Coco and Cars, says Ankit. I'm not really into animation. I mean, I used to be when I was a kid. I used to love Tom and Jerry and all that lot, but I'm not really into cartoons. Baggier says, Gladiator 2 prediction, hit or flop? Well, I'll tell you something about that film. It will definitely be a flop because even if it's good, it can't be as good as the original. So, you know, sequels that were better than the originals, Empire Strikes Back was better than Star Wars. There's just it's impossible for Gladiator 2 to be better than Gladiator because Gladiator was one of the few films I've walked out of a cinema and just been like, that's a life changer. That was unbelievable. Any films coming up? Yeah, I've done that one from Connor. Thank you very much. Chris says, I love the charity streams, but also love the Super Bowl one. Really one of the best streams of the year, and I don't even watch American football. They are probably my 2 favourite streams of the year because they're just very different. They're really community-led. I really like them. Hughes Lad says, best album, Cast All Change or Oasis Be Here Now? I actually like I like Cast All Change. It's a good album, but I actually like Be Here Now. I don't think it's as good as the first 2, but I don't mind Be Here Now. I'm not a hater of it. 2 minutes to go to half time here. Bad pass there. I think Villa just need at half time to come out with a bit more belief, because Liverpool have got that goal, and sometimes in these types of games Liverpool could fall into the trap of just trying to get the job done. So if Villa are a little bit more believing, they could get something out of it. Best Tom and Jerry episode, says OTG. I actually really like the Christmas episode. I think it's called The Night Before Christmas. You can watch it on YouTube. I actually really liked it when I was a kid. You know, because Christmas specials can be quite crap, but I actually liked the Tom and Jerry one. It's actually quite a clever story. Archie says, start, bench, sell, De Niro, Cage, Pacino. Oh, easy. Cage? What are you putting Cage in there for? That's like saying start, bench, sell, Ronaldo, Messi, and bloody Kieran Dyer. So Cage has just been fucking sold. De Niro or Pacino? So difficult. It's so difficult. It really is. Oh, Jacob Ramsey. Is he all right? I don't know. Looks like he's coming off for McGinn. I was surprised McGinn didn't start, actually. Captain, isn't he? I think he's done his hamstring there, Ramsey. Or thigh. He's had a few injury problems. I think I'd go Pacino over De Niro, but it's tough. Tom and Jerry has a clever plot. You're joking. I know, I like Tom and Jerry. Nothing wrong with it. Easy for people to say De Niro is the better actor, I think, but Pacino is clear of De Niro. Maybe a controversial opinion. I'm with you, Connor. Hi, Mark. My boyfriend's a diehard fan of you and United. I got him your book for our anniversary. Can you say hi to Cole? Would make his year. Hello to Cole. I hope you enjoy the book. That's from Lao, is it? Thank you very much. Nicholas says, I love it. I love when you talk like Alan Partridge. Do you know you're doing it? No. No, I don't. But I do. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like when I put a voice on, isn't it? Ollie asked the girl out yesterday who I have feelings for, and she said no. Why am I upset about it when I haven't lost at anything? Well, you have lost because she said no and you wanted to go out with her. So, you know, that's probably why you're upset. What you did, Ollie, is, and I respect it, is you took a shot and you missed. That's why you're upset. But you're right, you haven't lost anything by asking, because the best thing is you know the answer now, and if you didn't do it, you'd always be thinking, so you're telling me there's a chance. In life, it's not fair, and you don't always get what you want. Unfortunately, Simon Cowell created a generation of people because of X Factor who think that they can do anything they want, and they can't. You've got to have talent. You know, you can't play up front for Man United just because Simon Cowell says you can. And you can't write, you know, you can't be in a band like Oasis just because Simon Cowell says you can. And you can't be Prime Minister you have to have talent. So you don't get everything you want. Look, Ollie, I wanted to play professional football and I wasn't good enough. It's as simple as that. You don't always get what you want. Best album, done that one from Hughes Lad. Thank you very much. Right, it must be half time now. And I get so high, I just can't feel it. In and out my brain, rushing through my brain. You're my sunshine, you're my rain. Katie says, Katie's definitely not had her boyfriend cheat on her, because she's now saying if you had to pick a favourite colour of pants, what would it be? Yeah, you're a time waster, Katie. You're a time waster. You've asked me for proper advice, and now you're asking about the colours of your pants. Still not half time here, but Liverpool will be very happy with it. McGinn has come on for Jacob Ramsey. I tell you what, there's a chance here for Liverpool. Diaz, Robertson, good defending. Get rid of it. Goal kick. That should be half time. I need to stand up. I'm going to show you something in a minute. It's very impressive. Home Alone has beaten Die Hard by 68% to 32%. I'm going to set another one up. It's football. It was a good one from before. Either or. Konate or Saliba. Get your thoughts in on that. So half time here, and Liverpool are leading 1-0. Slightly controversial circumstances. Twice Aston Villa have nearly conceded from their own corner. Ridiculous. I mean, it's the Premier League, for God's sake. How are you leaving yourself in a position where if Liverpool clear the corner, they're getting a one-on-one? And it's happened twice. They've scored one of them. They should have scored the second one. They lead 1-0. But it's shocking defensively from Villa to do that. However, there was a bit of controversy because Salah was barged to the ground as the last man. Bailey barged him to the ground, but the ball was allowed to carry on and Nunez scored. No yellow card, no red card, and the goal obviously was given. So Liverpool lead 1-0. But honestly, I still think the game's very much up for grabs. It's going to be very interesting in the second half to see if we get a Liverpool performance that changes based on the first half performance, because we've seen that so many times with Slot already, that he can change a game at half time. And I certainly think they're going to need the second goal, because Aston Villa haven't been too bad going forward. It wasn't Konate. Well, I've just been told in the chat by Typical J that actually the question was Konate or Gabriel. But he's beating Saliba. So the Gabriel is irrelevant now because he's beating Saliba. 58% Konate, 42% Saliba. So forget Gabriel. He's got no chance. I think it's... I agree with Mustafa. He says Saliba as a Liverpool fan, but it's closer than people think. Yeah. Well, I'll give you my opinion in a minute. N says it's recency bias. Saliba is better. And Nenand says I'm a Spurs fan and Saliba is better. Hi, Mark. Doesn't the rule say advantage can't be played for a red card? If so, even if Darwin missed in ref's mind, it should still have been just a yellow. I don't know, Grass, because when I play FIFA, you never ever get a red card for if they play on. If they think it's a red card, they'll stop the game and just give a straight red. So the fact that he played on, I don't think he can go back and give a red card anyway. But I don't know the rule. But he shouldn't have been given a. I don't think he even thought it was a foul because he didn't even give him a yellow. So, you know, Liverpool would be top of the league by 5 points. Look at the league table. If it stays like this, Liverpool are top of the league, 5 points. Man City play Liverpool the game after next. So the title would be looking very, very interesting if it was to stay like this. Let's just have a look at the stats at half time, by the way, because I'd be interested to see just how it's played out. Let's have a look. There we go. So 61% possession for Liverpool, but Villa have actually had more shots. Both had the same amount of shots on target. Villa have had more corners. They're very much in the game, Villa. I just think it's a belief thing. We saw at half-time in the... Sorry. Long day. We saw in the Brighton City game that first half City were way better than Brighton, but second half Brighton came out, made a couple of tactical changes and were by far the better team. I think Aston Villa need to come out in the second half and just believe in themselves a little bit more because, it's been a bit of a shambles defensively on those corner breakaways. But apart from that, they're very much in the game. And I agree with Hansi. Villa just needs to be a little bit more clinical. Katie says, it's true that my husband slept with my best friend. I'm not a liar. I was just asking what your favourite coloured pants are because I'm trying to open up my own lingerie brand. Okay. Red. Konate is miles clear. It's not even close. It says it's crossbow. And Gaz Wilson. I thought I'd read it. Best beer you've ever had, says Lavish. I'm not really a beer snob, to be honest with you. Sessions, mate. Family lasagna serves 4. Absolutely no bother. They're lying to the public, says Gorilla Gaming. And Thick Skin says, would you be disappointed if City now get Nagelsmann? I will be, because we were told he won't leave before the World Cup, as he was my first choice for United. How will it reflect on Ineos? But we don't know if Ineos actually approached Nagelsmann. I liked the idea of Nagelsmann, but we don't know if they did. I don't think he will leave Germany a year before the World Cup either. Jack Dickerson says, start bench sell, creme brulee, profiteroles, trifle. I will sell creme brulee, I will bench profiterole, and I will start trifle. I love a good trifle. If it's really good cream on the top, really good custard, jelly, I love trifle. I love it. What manager option does City have after this season, says Benbow? I don't know. I mean, it's a good question, isn't it? If Pep Guardiola is going to leave, I did a video in the last international break that he will go and that it will be Amorim. Obviously, Amorim's going to Man United, but I still think he's going to go. I just don't know who they're going to go for. I don't know. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a good animated movie, says Fraser. Yeah, I think that is a good film. United game and Naz concert next door after tomorrow, says RRR. Thank you very much for that. Jack, thank you very much for your super chat. You're a legend, mate. Jack Dinnan. Thoughts on Mbappe not being picked for France, says Matty Maguire. Mate, I don't know. It's very difficult to comment on other nations' call-ups, but I don't know why you wouldn't call Mbappe up. I mean, it's like not calling Harry Kane up. If he's had a bad month for Bayern, you'd still call him up. So it just seems a bit weird to me. Saliba plays with 3 centre-backs and 3 DMs. He is good, but 1v1 is shaky and gets bailed out by Gabriel a lot. There's a reason Deschamps prefers Konate. I think that's a very good... I got to say, Ardash, I'm going to stand up anyway because I need to do a bit of standing up. But I think you've nailed it there. I think Konate is a very good 1v1 defender. You can leave him on his own, and I think he has to be left on his own in a Liverpool system. And I think you're intelligent there because it's like what I said. And look, you've just watched 45 minutes. Darwin Nunez, Jota play a certain role in a Liverpool team. Erling Haaland would not suit that team. And that's through watching football. Erling Haaland's way better than Darwin Nunez and Jota, but he wouldn't suit that team. And you're right. I think it's very easy to say that Saliba's better than Konate, but do you watch the way teams play? Are you watching the way teams play? Because Konate gets left in more 1v1 situations than Saliba does. But I think Saliba and Gabriel are a very good combination, and Arsenal are a very good defensive side. But it's more about the collective, whereas at Liverpool, you're left to defend on your own a lot. You're going to watch Sheffield United against Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow, says Alex. I wasn't planning on it because, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to completely clash with my day. Yeah, that's kicking off at 12:30. United kicking off at 2. I mean, I'll probably watch a little bit of it, but I won't be watching it. That reminds me, actually. Middlesbrough beat Luton. What's happened to Luton this season? They're nearly in the relegation zone. They were good in the Premier League last year. Absolutely terrible at the moment. Sunderland, 2-2 with Coventry. They were 2-0 up. That's mad. Birmingham drew at home to Northampton. Oh, Willow be gutted. Wrexham beat Mansfield. Charlton lost to Exeter. Notts County drew to Doncaster Rovers. Solihull Moors drew to Altrincham 3-3. Not a great day today. Not a great day today in the results. But Brighton beat Man City. That's what matters. That's the real quiz. Deschamps chose Saliba over Konate in the Euros, says Josh. Klopp said Liverpool have the best starting and number 2 goalkeeper. Kelleher deserves to start at another big team, says Danny on the glass. Well, what's Kelleher going to do? Because you've got Alisson and then you've got that other goalkeeper coming in, haven't you? Marmalade. Shiva says, hi Mark, if Liverpool win the league, then will it be due to Klopp's pre-installed ecosystem or Slot's coaching style and individual work? Credit to whom? I think if Liverpool win the league, you would have to give Arne Slot incredible praise for doing it in his first year, because it's not easy to take over any team and then not really have any transfers. But similarly, you would also have to acknowledge the groundwork and foundation that Jurgen Klopp has put in, because there is no way that Arne Slot would win the league with Liverpool if Van Dijk, Salah, Trent, Robertson, Alisson hadn't won a league before. So the foundation and mentality has been put in place by Klopp. I would say that you'd work on percentages, really, but you can't have one without the other. Liverpool can't win the league without Arne Slot in charge if Klopp's not there, but that Liverpool team can't be in a title race if Klopp hasn't built the foundations before. But look, there's a long way to go. I hope Liverpool don't win the league, obviously. Would I want Liverpool to win it over Man City? I ain't answering that question till April. I don't need to answer it. I don't need to get it into my head at the moment. Things can change, can't they? But look, I've said it before. I don't like to say it, but you can learn. You can learn from your enemies. You can learn from your rivals. I mean, God, some of my rivals should have learned. I remember building the United stand, and we had 50,000 subscribers, and there was a United channel that had 500,000, and we had 50. They've not even hit 1 million yet, and we're nearly at 2. I remember saying to 2 million, I said to somebody years ago, I said, the biggest mistake they're making is ignoring us because they don't like us. And we're doing things they're not doing, and we're growing. And you can learn from your rivals. And I think that Man United could learn a lot from Liverpool. They could learn a lot from Arsenal. They could definitely learn a lot from Manchester City. But one of the things I said about Liverpool last summer was I couldn't believe how in one summer Jurgen Klopp, basically in 2 months, rebuilt a midfield. I thought it was incredible to do that. And I can't believe this summer that they've brought a manager in and basically had him on board to just carry on the work of a squad that was clearly on its way to something under Klopp, and then he couldn't carry on. I think it's incredible to be able to do that, and it's brave, and it's the path less trodden. New managers, I mean, look at what David Moyes did to Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United. Cleared out the backroom staff, started telling people to do different things. I mean, Liverpool haven't spent that much money in doing it either, have they? Do I like Guinness, Constantine? I love it. I love it. Klopp said Liverpool. I've done that one as well. Thank you very much. What do you think about Nunez? I've always quite liked Nunez because it predates Liverpool. I quite liked him at Benfica. I wanted Man United to get him. Obviously went to Liverpool. He's been ridiculed a bit. I like the fact that Liverpool fans have stuck by him. I wish Man United fans would be like that about some of our players. I find it incredible the way people are toxic towards people like Garnacho or Agate or Xerxes. I just think it's incredible. Because you look at Darwin Nunez, and whilst he's frustrated a lot of Liverpool fans, they still back him. And Man United some of our fans seem to have lost the way of doing that. But you look at the game tonight, and is that not Darwin Nunez? He takes the first goal really well, and then he misses the one where he's got more time. It should be 2-0. It's shocking defending by Aston Villa, but it should be 2-0. So the thing about Darwin Nunez is I actually thought there would become a time where he'd become really clinical. But he might actually just be what he is. He'll score one and he'll miss one. But there is I think Darwin Nunez gets sort of pigeonholed around his finishing. But there's a lot of stuff going on away from that. Like, he's ridiculously hardworking. He will run the channels. His link-up play is not that bad. And there's a lot of stuff going on that's beyond that. So, look, honestly, I know he's played for Liverpool. I know he's played for Liverpool, but if I could go back in time and he never played for Liverpool and he comes to United, I think some people would go, absolutely not, absolutely not. I still would do that deal. Right, second half is about to start. Can Villa come out and show a little bit more belief? The game is still on, certainly. Can Liverpool do what they've done so much this season and be a different team in the second half? They're normally better in the second half, in which case they'll put the game to bed. Matthew McNerlin, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Who do you think is better, Kelleher or Onana? Says Dahir. I mean, I would say Onana. Oh, hold on. Belief now. Oh, my God. What did I just say? Morgan Rogers, golden opportunity in the first 30 seconds. I don't know how he's missed. It's one of those finesse finishes, and he's just got it completely wrong. He's got to score. He has to score. Can we do a poll on Keller or Onana? Yeah, I'll do it now. Kanate has beaten Saliba. Kanate's hurt his leg here. You don't want to be losing him. I mean, honestly, it should be Onana because Kelleher's hardly had a career, has he? But I don't watch enough of Kelleher, although I do think he's done well. Who do you think is the most handsome footballer, says Waffle? I mean, I don't bloody know, do I? I genuinely don't look at men and have a clue about what good looking is. I know some people do. Thoughts on Astrid We're angry about your comments on her crush on Jackson, Gary? Look, people have got to eat, but if they want to try and interact about me because they get interaction, well done, but you won't be getting any interaction back, mate. Mark, the ball hits Gravenberg's arm on the rebound from the corner, not even shown or spoken about, says Dan77. Well, I haven't seen it, so exactly, proves your point, mate. Zishan says, thoughts on Danny Aaron's becoming a dad? What? Person becomes a dad. What? Somebody's going to have a kid? Bloody hell. Bring up the BBC News. No, seriously though, nice lad. Congratulations to him and whoever it's with. I don't know enough about his life to know who it's with, so I know some people are going, oh, it's obvious who it's with. So I don't know. I don't watch YouTube, so... Well, I tell a lie. Go! Oh, he's done it again. Guess who's missed? Guess who's missed? And it's not Salah. I mean, how easy was this one? I don't know. Should have scored another one in the first half. Yeah, he's got to score. He's got to score that one. You know what? What do I always say about Darwin Nunez, though? You can criticise the finishing, but he's a chance magnet. And that in itself is a skill. He knows about movement. Like, he definitely knows about movement. He just struggles to finish. Should have had a hat-trick. Has only got one. Matthew McNerlin says, someone asked you if you... Oh, no, he's not. He's not asked it anymore. He's a poor man's Cavani, says Todd. What can you say that's not already been said? Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. 2 watch-alongs tonight. Both been very good. We're back for Chelsea-Arsenal tomorrow, but I will be on the United stand before that. Are you doing any international watch-alongs? Absolutely not. God, no. And may the force be with you if you are going to watch any international football. Absolutely fucking not. No way. Good ball into Watkins up against Canate. Done well. Good covering back by Curtis Jones. Kelleher's beaten Onana 64% to 36%. No, I haven't even looked who England are playing. I watched them play Ireland and it was painful. It's not even Tuchel. You know what? It is the most uninspiring England international break in history, because if it was Tuchel, it would be interesting, but he's not even taking charge yet. So it's an absolute rubber duck. They're playing Greece away and they're playing Ireland at home. You know what? I might watch the Greece game. Despite what I just said, I might watch the Greece game. Nah. I don't think I will. I don't like watching England. I'll watch it. I will get into England for the World Cup. Bloody hell, Greece have won 4 out of 4. I might watch that one. I don't even understand what the Nations League is. What happens if you finish second in your group? What happens if you finish top? What? I don't understand the Nations League. I don't even understand what we're doing. It's like Russian classes. I wouldn't have a bloody clue what anyone was saying. I don't understand what the groups do. Where do they go? For me, the Nations League, they have it and then it disappears. I mean, do they actually do anything with it? How do you win the Nations League? Like, is there actually something that happens at the end? I really don't understand what it is. I'm not taking the piss. I genuinely don't understand what the group thing's all about. There's a playoff after the group stage. SA79 says, liar, you were loving the Euros. No, you obviously don't watch much of my content when I talk about England. I don't like international breaks. I don't like watching England in the international break. I love the World Cup and I love the Euros because it's in the summer and there's nothing else on and you can just get into the bubble of international football. But I can't stand international breaks. I really don't. But I don't mind this November international break actually, because it's a little bit of a calm before all the Christmas stuff, and also I do the charity stream on the Saturday, which most of next week I'll be sorting stuff out to do for that, and then Saturday I'll do it all day. Sunday I'll be tired, and then we'll be building back up to the start the Premier League again, won't we? Some cracking games coming up after the international break as well. Liverpool, Man City. I think United have got City and Arsenal as well, which is good from our point of view. Amorim, of course. So, go on, McGinn. I think Villa can get something here. I don't know whether Liverpool scored too early. Here's Bailey into traffic. I definitely think the next goal's key. Hi, Mark. Can you shout out my mate Frank? Just found a new girlfriend for himself. He's really chuffed. Chuffed to me means something else, but well done. Halvard says, I've been following you for years and respect you so much. How can Haaland not do Nunez' job today and score more? He can do that job. No. Just because Nunez has had 3 chances, you can't simply say Haaland would have those chances, because when you watch Liverpool, Haaland wouldn't get the same chances that Nunez gets, because Liverpool play completely differently. Like how Nunez works in that team. Look at him even now. Haaland would be stood dead central, occupying the centre-backs. Look at what Nunez is doing. He's dropping right in. It's a different system. James says, Mark, your book is brilliant, hilarious, genius. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, James. If you want to get the book, scan the QR code as it goes round, get it ordered. You know what? What I like about the book is that you can order it for Christmas and wrap it up. And it's a you know, if that was wrapped up, you'd be like, what's that all about? I just love a physical Christmas present. Because so many Christmas presents these days are, they're not digital, are they? They are digital. And I used to love Christmas, waking up and having loads of presents to open up. Matthew McNerlin says, meant earlier someone asked you if you speak Irish. Why would you speak it? Also, don't watch Island games. We are utterly rubbish, saying it's our third spot. Keep up the good work from Belfast, says Matthew. Thank you very much. I lived in Dublin for 3 years, and I can count the amount of times people spoke Irish to me or in my company on one hand. I think they can all do it, but they don't. Here's a good comment from Christoph. He says, Alvarez was a big loss for City and it's been slept on completely. Mate, the media's never going to pick up on that. Unless there's a journalist watching here now who thinks, ooh, what a scoop. No, you're right. That's not been picked up at all. I was quite surprised that they got rid of Julian Alvarez, but I think Julian Alvarez might have got himself out of there himself. I don't know how well he's doing, by the way, but they didn't replace him. They didn't replace him, and he had the ability to just pop up with goals. This season, they've been reliant on the wrong players for goals. If Haaland doesn't score, their biggest threat is probably their left-back, Vardiel, who scored some amazing goals, but it's not going to be sustainable. They're not getting enough goals from everywhere else. Taylor says he's doing okay, but Atletico aren't doing very well. Haaland played just like that in Dortmund, says Halvard. Well, look, Halvard, that's the great thing about football. People can disagree, can't they? But I don't see Erling Haaland working in a Liverpool system, whether it's under Arne Slot or Jurgen Klopp. Just don't think he's that type of a striker. I think he's the best striker in the world, but I don't think he's a run-the-channel striker. I don't think he's a pressing striker. I don't think he's a link-up striker. I don't think he's a particularly hard-working striker. Brutos says, is the Pep era over? No, I don't think Duran's warming up for Villa, by the way. I don't think that... I still think Man City will win the league. So I don't think we're at that point yet. I think we're on the journey towards it, but I don't think we're at that point yet. God, I've done a Man City in crisis video every autumn for the last 3 years, so we know what happens. But they've lost 2 games. They only lost 3 last year, which means they're not going to get 90-something points this year. They're going to be around... If they can turn it around, I think Man City are going to be around 85 points. So if you're Arsenal, if you're Liverpool, you've got to be thinking, if we get high 80 points, we'll win the league this year. So Shush says, I can see Villa doing a comeback. What are they looking for a penalty for? No. That's never a penalty. Good decision, VAR. Never a bloody penalty, that. God. You worry sometimes when you see these penalty calls and you go, what the fuck for? I don't think Emery's happy about it. I just... I don't think it was enough for me to be a penalty. What was for dinner, Mark? Oh, I had a weird dinner tonight. I was trying to sort of have a healthy dinner, and it ended up being a combo of stuff that I think you'd all be mortified by. Here's Diaz into the box, cuts it back, good defending. Still Liverpool, McAllister. They've got the numbers back now, but it's a little dink over the top. Offside. Yeah, I had a fish cake, which was like spinach and salmon in a fish cake. Had lentils with it, which were warm. I had a load of vegetables like carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, and what else did I have? Yeah, I think that was it. It wasn't the best Saturday evening tea I've ever had, but because I was busy, I just wanted to get something. Last week, I had a cracking Saturday night tea. I had a really good steak with chips, beans, poached egg, and some mushrooms. Oh, it was gorgeous. When I was aged between the age of about 12 and 16, we used to have steak every Saturday night. It was like the Saturday night dinner. Diaz, Salah, blocked. Is the Premier League more competitive than La Liga, says Joseph? Yes. Bloody hell, mate. Where have you been? In a bloody coma. The La Liga's not competitive because it's got two teams in it that are absolutely dominant financially and nobody can live with them. The Premier League is way more... The Premier League is the best league in the world because it is actually competitive beyond Man City, who nobody really respects. Just got back from the Amex. Seeing Pep's downfall is bittersweet. He's done so much for the game, even as a United fan. Roll on, Amrin Ball. Gio. All right, I'll leave it. Lots of love in the chat for Konate tonight. What a win for Brentford today as well, by the way. What another, 3 goals again at home. They are averaging over 3 goals a game at home. It's incredible. Scored more goals than anybody at home. Doing such a good job. And Fulham. Brilliant win for them at Palace. 2 wins in a row. Fulham should have got something out of Man City as well. That's the thing about City. They can moan about losing to Brighton and Bournemouth, but actually they shouldn't have beat Wolves and they shouldn't have beat Fulham. So things could have been worse. Ball to the back post for Diaz. Keeps it in. I definitely think Liverpool need the second goal. Juan says, do you believe in meal preps? What's a meal prep? Is that when you get it ready ahead? I believe in making your own dinner. Every now and again you might fancy a pie or something, but homemade foods, at least you know what you're putting in it, don't you? I mean, it's mad. I'll sometimes go down the shops, buy myself a breast of chicken, put it in the oven with a bit of olive oil, a bit of cayenne pepper, a bit of seasoning. Take it out, lovely and moist, really good taste. Get yourself some sweet potato fries that you make by chopping it up yourself. Put it in a slow cooker. Again, a little bit of olive oil. And then a homemade salad. And then you know every ingredient in it and it tastes really nice. And you go and get the same stuff from the shop and you read the ingredients and it's just full of shit. I don't mean it's all shit, but what I mean is the amount of additives and stuff they put in there, it's incredible. And you just think, well, I can make this really nice with 4 or 5 ingredients and know everything that's in it. Anyway. Chance for Liverpool to whip a cross in. McAllister whips it in. Back post. Free header. No, he's not. He's been challenged there and he can't get it on. Are you going to play some Fortnite next weekend, says Francois? I'm sure that Seb will want to do it. I mean, the plan is next week that we normally... It's all about raising money for people with terminal illness, of course. And we basically just stay live as long as the money keeps coming in. I think last year we did 50k, which was just incredible in like 12 hours. Unbelievable. A lot of people share their stories as well. They'll make a contribution and say stuff about, you know, how they've been impacted, which is obviously very humbling and emotional. But also, it's about having a bit of fun and keeping the momentum going. So I normally do a few FIFA drafts, bit of Fall Guys. I've got the new Call of Duty game, actually, which I thought I might do career mode on. Seb wants to do a bit of wrestling. Not real wrestling. He just wants to beat me in front of a live audience, which he always does with Roman Reigns. I'm Shawn Michaels, but we'll see how that pans out. Yeah. People always try and get me to do a scary thing, but we'll see. We'll see. Should Villa have had a penalty? Let's do a poll. I've said my bit. There'll be older Villa fans who say exactly what I'm going to say now. You don't get penalties for that at Anfield in front of the Kop unless you're wearing red. But it wasn't clear cut for me. Hessen says, I hope you're doing well, gorgeous. Bath or shower? Shower in the morning, bath at night. I also think baths are way better in the winter than they are in the summer. Darwin Nunez has come off, by the way. I think Gakpo came on. What are your thoughts on the games tomorrow? Mate, seriously. United have got to beat Leicester. I'll be on United stand for that at 2. Forest Newcastle's tough to call. Forest are flying high. Newcastle would be favourites, but it's at the City ground. And, you know, Forest, if they win that, bloody hell. Spurs Ipswich. I mean, I just can't see anything other than a Spurs win. I just can't. And then Chelsea Arsenal. I think Arsenal need to win. I think Arsenal's wobble is so significant that if they don't beat Chelsea, then I think they're out of the title race anyway, and I don't think they'll beat Chelsea. But if they could win tomorrow, they might still fancy their chances of doing something because it's Liverpool they're chasing, not Man City. So they'd be 2 points behind Man City, and they've got Man City to come to the Emirates. So I think I think Arsenal have to win tomorrow, and if they did, they might still believe they can do something. But I don't think they will. I think it will be a Chelsea draw or a win. If you think additives in the UK are bad, look at the USA. Eric says, do you enjoy a sauna and do you have one yourself? I don't know many people that have got their own sauna, mate. I mean, I actually quite like a sauna, but I don't go in one very often. Nice ball into Diaz. He's going to do well to keep that in. And keeper's got hold of it. Halvard says, Fulham are happy United went for Agate and sold Pereira. He and Berg are dominating, says Halvard. Hey, they're doing really well at the moment. Still 20 minutes to go here. Lewis Jackson said Villa need to shape up here. Look, mate, the chance they had at the start of the half with Morgan Rogers, if they score that 1-1, completely different game. And he should score that. Why do they put... I'm only asking this from an observational point of view. Why is it if you, for example, you get a chicken breast from the shop, you add a couple of like herbs that you know, you make it really nice or whatever, or a bit of seasoning. Why is it if you buy a chicken breast from, you know, the supermarket, it's not going to be anywhere near as good for you? Why did they put all the additives in it? What is it? Is it because they want to make it so flavoursome that you're like obsessed with it? Is it for preservation? I just don't understand it. Shelf life, says Tom. There you go. North Wales guy says, if you had to lose one of your feet, which one would you lose? I'm literally standing up at the moment, so I'm just like... I'd have to use my left because my balance is better on my right. Lots of people saying it's because it preserves the food and makes it last longer. Freddie can't wait for Christmas this year. I always feel like the countdown to Christmas really starts after as soon as I've done that charity stream, I always feel like, right, that's it. Hi, Mark. I know it's not the United stand, but I feel when Garnacho loses the ball, he always expects other United players to cover for him, says Constantine. I don't think that's unique to Garnacho. What's the worst ever Christmas movie? I tell you what, I watched a film with Mel Gibson in it that was watchable. I think it was called Fat Man, and he is Santa. It was quite watchable. One of my favourite Christmas films, and it's very niche, is talking about Nicolas Cage. It's called Family Man. I love it. It's a bit like The Butterfly Effect. I just love it. I watch it most Christmases. I love it. But it was never, when it first came out, I never noticed it. I just watched it on a DVD about 4 years out after it came out, and I've always really liked it. Over the Bar from Gakpo. Freddie says, do you think Villa look like scoring? No, actually, I was just about to say that. I think the way the game's going at the moment, it looks like Liverpool are more likely to get the second goal. Villa have sort of fell off a little bit momentum-wise. But as we know, Liverpool do tend to be a better second-half team. What foods do you eat on Christmas Day, says Hammer? Well, I normally have beans on toast for breakfast because it's a tradition, and then spaghetti bolognese for dinner. And then for tea, I'll just normally have a yoghurt. Anana, here we go. Rodgers, he needs to pass it. You know what? He's not had a very good game tonight, Rodgers. He's a player I really like, but he's not had a great one. Facing Dexter says, legend, me and Esme say hi. She's a silly little face. I hope you're all doing well, whatever you're doing. It's a bit of a weird one to be doing a Saturday night watch along, but and it's probably not lived up to what I thought. I think Brighton Man City was a much better second half, but it was certainly a game I felt if I didn't watch it, it would have been an absolute cracker, but it hasn't been, in all honesty. I think Villa are still in that little wobble, aren't they? They're still not as confident as maybe they were. And Liverpool with that goal, I think have just been a little bit like, well, you know, what do you got? Who'll be top at Christmas, that is all, says Ray. Well, I think Liverpool will be top at Christmas, although there is still a lot of games to be played. I can't see it being anybody other than Liverpool or City. And looking at Liverpool's run to Christmas, they've got Southampton away, easy win. Then they've got Man City at home, where I wouldn't expect them to lose. Newcastle away is always a difficult place to go. Everton away, I mean, fucking hell, I know it's a Merseyside derby, but it's something wrong if you don't beat them. And then Fulham at home, and then Spurs away. So I mean, look, there are some games there that Liverpool could drop points in, but if they have a 5-point gap, that's 2 losses straight away, isn't it, that they've got in the bank. Man City's run between now and Christmas, Spurs at home, which could be interesting, although home advantage. Anfield, obviously, as we mentioned. Forest at home, Palace away, United at home, Villa away. Yeah, so I'd say City, Villa away, Liverpool at home. Sorry, Villa away, Liverpool away, United at home, and Spurs at home are potential places that make it difficult to close a 5-point gap before Christmas. I think they'll beat United, to be honest. I mean, I know Amrim's coming in, but I don't see that sort of a glow up straight away. What's next for Ten Hag, says Sam? Oh, mate, I don't know. 15 million in the bank. Incredible, isn't it? I wonder how much he gets taxed on that, because he doesn't live in the UK anymore, does he? I wonder how you get taxed on a contract payout. Any accountants in the chat? How does that even work? 15 million payoff. How much does he get taxed on that? Lovely run by Gravenberch. Goes back to the keeper. Have you seen The Family Stone? One of my favourites, says Skells. I feel like I have, but I can't remember anything about it. Hope you're well, Mark. What's next for Ten Hag? Family Man is great. Comparing to Butterfly Effect is sacrilege. Polar opposite. Family is a feel-good film, not about child abuse and dysfunctionality, says Gaz. No, but what I mean is, it's like in the Butterfly Effect, it's all these different impacts that have an impact on you, isn't it? And in Family Man, it's the same again, isn't it? It's like a life that you've not lived. That's what I mean. Like, it's like Butterfly Effect is about all these things that make your life different if you do that thing. And The Family Man has that scenario as well, where it's like, here's a life that hasn't actually happened, but could have happened. Still 15 minutes to go. Liverpool will start to get nervous. You know, Villa are capable. And they've got a bit of a breakaway now. Right-hand side. Plenty of players back for Villa. And Diaz, look at the work rate there. Look at the work rate there. That's what it's all about. He should have got a shout there. In fairness. Philogene, is it? He needed a shout. But Diaz helping out his defence. Been a lot of subs, actually. I don't know whether the stats carousel's going round. Yeah, it is. So as you can see, 5 substitutes for Villa. Watkins came off for Duran. Philogene came on for Bailey. McGinn obviously came on for Ramsey. Kamara is on for Anana. And Matson's on for Digne. Liverpool, Szoboszlai for Curtis Jones. Gakpo for Nunez. And obviously Bradley came on first half for Trent. Foul by Diaz. Father Ted is the best Irish series, says Tank. That's something I watch every Christmas. I always watch the Father Ted Christmas special. Oh, lovely play here by Villa. And he wins a corner. See, that was the good side of Rodgers. Good skill. Still should have scored. No MLS playoffs for you, Mark. I know it's a Farmers League, but it does make for some exciting watch as the defences are so poor, says Constantine. I don't think I've watched an MLS game since David Beckham played, mate. Honestly, I don't know anything about it. But at least I'm honest. 60% of you said Villa should not have had a penalty, by the way. That was the poll. Thanks, everyone who voted. Right, corner for Villa here. They have been a threat from corners. They've also been a threat to themselves from corners because Villa have broken away every time. Another corner. Flicked on by Canate. Still Game Christmas. I started watching Still Game and I got through a few series, but then I've dropped it. I need to go back. Mark, I don't think Erik ten Hag likely isn't driven by money. His dad was a real estate millionaire in the Netherlands, but he rebelled to pursue football over joining the real estate business. Oh, no, he'll definitely come back into football. I'm just saying £15 million is a lot. I'm not saying he's going to retire. He will definitely come back into football. He's obsessed. I think Erik ten Hag will end up in the Bundesliga. I think he's a very, very good coach, but I think the Premier League ate him up. I think he just wanted to focus on football, but in the Premier League, you've got to be able to deal with the press, and Man United's a really big club as well. Here we go, from their own corner again. If Liverpool score, what are Villa doing? That's 3 times from their own corner they've nearly conceded on the break. It's mad. But Villa now coming forward. McGinn with the cross. And I don't know when they've won a corner themselves. Kyle Walker statement, says Horizon. Don't know what that's all about. You gave Mazraoui a 7. Isn't the modern right-back supposed to cross the ball and create chances for strikers? He did not. He's nowhere near compared to other right-backs, says Ryan. Thank you very much. Oh, back post. And onto the roof of the bar. Danny says, are you on the United stand, Mark, next? No, not at 10 o'clock at night. Not unless we've just signed Mbappe. No. I have done shows at late at night before, but no, we've done the preview. That's that for tonight. Charlotte says, I really thought Villa would be more threatening than this. I just think they're going through a bad patch. I really do. I think their confidence in front of goal, I saw it against Spurs. They had chances that a month ago or last season they'd be scoring from, but they just seem to have lost their way in the final third. Belief. Bounty Hunter says, you missed my earlier super chat. I'll go back, mate. Still time. Still about 10 minutes. Go wide, go wide. McGinn is going to whip a cross in. Doesn't beat the first man. Either or, shower in the morning or at night, says Ivan. I don't mind. You know what? I don't mind a shower at night, but I don't think you can beat in the morning. Another Villa player's just gone down in the box there. And Salah's now going to end up with a one-on-one. There'll be controversy here because a Villa player has stayed down in the box. And Salah wins the game. 2-0. But there's a Villa player down in the box. So it's game over and it's Mo Salah. I'd have to see what happened to Torres in the box. I don't know whether Villa players are complaining about it. It didn't look like there was a penalty, but he's down in the box, and it will be controversy because Torres has stayed down, holding his shin. No. I can't see what he's even injured himself doing there. It didn't look like a penalty, but the fact that he stayed down made you think maybe something had been missed, but they're not giving a penalty for that. And again, Villa just get caught on the break too much. I mean, they've been caught on the break about 6 times as the away team at Anfield. Look, I like Villa. I think they're a good team, but I just tweeted it there. They've been caught on the break at least 5 times in this game. You're playing at Anfield. You're away. If that's your strategy, it's ridiculously naive. I can't even see how he's injured himself. Speaking of Home Alone, did you know Alexi McAllister's brother is called Kevin? There we go, Eva, well done. Liverpool this season are just less gung-ho and more solid throughout, and also that means they are nullifying the other team's offence, says Gaz. Look, I watched, well, I'm sure many of you did, I watched Liverpool play against Chelsea, and they did the same as this. Defensively good, and Chelsea allowed themselves to get caught on the break, and Villa have been even worse. It must be so great to be playing at home and counter-attacking as much as they are. I mean, Liverpool could have had 5. Like, Nunez should have scored another 2. So, yes, Villa should have scored with Morgan Rogers, but Liverpool could have had another 2 goals. I just can't believe the way that Villa have played, because they haven't created the chances that would justify how open they've been at the back. So, yeah, 5 points clear at the top, Liverpool, there it is. You know what? You'd look at that and you'd go, that's a lot. I mean, it's not definitive. It's not by any means over. But it's significant. What's next for Villa, Mark? Well, Villa are not in a terrible position because they've got 18 points. And it's ridiculously congested. 3rd place is Forest with 19. But obviously, they've only won 1 of their last 4. And they've taken 4 points from 12. So they're not doing particularly well. After the break, they've got Crystal Palace at home, which they'd probably fancy. Then they've got Chelsea away, which is difficult. Then they've got Brentford and Southampton at home. So for Villa, 3 of your next 4 games are at home. And you'd probably be looking to take 9 from 12, which is the sort of Villa form that will get them in and around top 4. Then they've got Forest away, City at home, Newcastle away. So, look, I think Villa are still a good team. I just think they're having a bit of a wobble. I said it before. Same as Villa. Same as Man City. They will start playing well again, but look, they're not going to be fighting for the title, are they? And they'll be looking at 4th or 5th. But I will say, if I was a Villa fan, I'd be questioning why they've been caught on the break so many times at Anfield. I know Emery likes to play a high line, but 3 times in that game, you've had your own corner and they've nearly scored from it. It's basics. And here they are again from the corner, 3v2. How good's Conor Bradley? Well, it almost makes Trent going to Real Madrid not such a big issue. The only problem with Liverpool is that they don't get any money for it because Trent's out of contract. I mean, if Real Madrid were going to give you £100 million, you probably wouldn't be that bothered, would you? But losing him for free is a bit of a kick in the teeth. Bounty Hunter says, no worries, Mark. So 5 pints knocked you out. I don't think it was very well. 5 pints wouldn't normally knock me out, but it did leave me rocked. I won't lie. I think what has been impressive, I mean, there's a lot of things begrudgingly impressive about a new manager coming in with very little transfers and putting them top of the league after 11 games. But the defensive record is very good. Six goals conceded in 11 games is fantastic, considering Arsenal have conceded 11, and they are considered to be the best defensive side in the Premier League. In fact, there are only 2 teams that aren't in double figures for goals conceded, and the other one is just even more incredible. Forest have only conceded 7 as well. So, I mean, they've only scored 7, but yeah, Liverpool and Nottingham Forest are the only 2 teams who haven't conceded double figures, and Liverpool are miles off at that at the moment with 6. But they're focused at the moment. They're a very focused team. Yeah, looking forward to the games tomorrow. I think Chelsea, Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal are what? 8. Arsenal are 10 points behind Liverpool. You're not making that up if you lose tomorrow. Like, you're just not making 10 points up. So Arsenal need to win tomorrow, and 9 points you're not going to make up either. So Arsenal need to win tomorrow. But Chelsea have not been mentioned. I mean, I don't know why people aren't talking about Chelsea. Chelsea are on their own journey, and that could put them third tomorrow. Is there a better big game player than Salah this season, says Adarsh. Goal and assist again, Mo Salah standards. How many times? Look, I'm a United fan. Don't like Liverpool, but I've said it for years. Mo Salah is ridiculously, offensively underrated, and I don't really get it. I think in football fandom, whether you're a Man United fan, an Arsenal fan, it doesn't matter. People do respect Salah, but he doesn't get it in the media, and I don't really know why. But then again, they fell off, so why? Well, who cares? Have Liverpool pulled off another masterstroke and we didn't notice? They got a manager in to help them be more solid at the back and just said, keep doing what you're doing going forward. That's from Gaz Wilson. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. We're nearly done. They're just about, well, they're into stoppage time. There's only about a minute and a half to go. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. God, I tell you what, I've been stood up a lot today. Too much. Too much. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Chelsea against Arsenal. Just after. Actually, I'll be literally coming on here for kickoff. I won't be early because I'm doing United against Leicester at 2. And then I've got my match reaction, so I'll literally be stopping 1 and coming straight onto here. So 4:30 tomorrow, we'll be live for that. But if you want to join me on United Stand, watching Man United beat Leicester, then you're more than welcome. And as I said, don't forget, next Saturday, even if you can just join us for 20 minutes, half an hour, or if you want, some people try and do it for the whole thing. Every year we get people who try and who do join me for the whole thing. All-day stream next Saturday, raising money for people with terminal illness for the Marie Curie charity. So get involved with that. Looking forward to that. It's always an important stream each year. And there is the final whistle. Liverpool win 2-0. Actually, you know what? I've got to admit I got that wrong. A very uniform, straightforward win for Liverpool. Standard home 2-0 win. Takes them 5 points top. Clean sheet. Salah brilliant. Yeah, it's just tick, tick, tick for Liverpool, isn't it? And Villa, the wobble continues. I think they will get better again. But just too open at the back and not enough conviction up front. I mean, I think Kelleher actually had a good game for them as well, Liverpool. So, yeah, there we go. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, of course. Take care. And the Premier League's interesting. The title race is interesting. Yeah, have a great day, evening, whatever you're doing. Speak to you in a bit.